So hello again everyone, this is Khalid back on KKCA with a new video. Today is gonna be so great because I'm gonna be showing you how to texture this gamepad that we created in our previous video. So just stick around until the end of the video so you get a better idea or a clear idea on how to texture this gamepad. So with that said, let's just go ahead and click and select this body part, the main body part. So just have it selected and then be sure that that's only the thing that's being selected. Then yeah, just have it selected again, then go to the rectangular selection. Just be sure you're on the polygon selection, and then tolerance selection is turned on. Then just select this part, or I think maybe we can get away with select only visible elements. I'm not quite sure, and we can't, so let's just enable tolerance selection again and try to disable anything that we don't really need. So I think that's a pretty good selection, and maybe we just need to have this deselected. So that's looking great, I would say. Okay, and then the next thing you're gonna need to do is click on U and then P to split. Then click on UI and then UI and then delete. So now what we did is we created a copy of that shape and we put it like separately, and then we deleted that shape from here. So if we delete this shape that we just created, you can see exactly what we did, and that's gonna help us very much and save us a lot of time. So yeah, now we need to click on this and add a texture. Okay, so just double click on here and add a texture, just double click on it, and maybe try to choose a really nice like bright gray color that's gonna match with this gamepad, and apply this texture to that newly created shape. Okay, so just be sure to have this color code copied. Okay, so just go over there, Control C, open a text doc. Notepad, open a text document and then copy it there, because we're gonna need to use this later in Photoshop. So yeah, we don't want any loss like that. And then just go to BP, or wait, something we need to do is just click on Control A and then click on U and then Z, and that's gonna make it very easy to edit, my friends. Then go to BP and then UV edit, like body paint UV edit. And yeah, I'm teaching you something very useful, and that's gonna save you a lot of time. So just click on this small red cross. Now it's creating this texture, and then just double click on this very tiny gray cross, which you can maybe really see, but let me zoom in really quickly. So that's the cross. Okay, just double click on it and load in the texture, and then go to the hex and then paste the color code, and now we have this color. Okay, and then just go to the polygon selection and then click on Control A and then go to the UV mapping and then projection, and see which projection is gonna work fine for you. Well, okay, so this one is great. So let's just scale this up to have a better resolution. So sorry, not F5, just click on this, just 5 on your keyboard like numpad, and scale this up, drag it to the side, make it a little bit smaller. And the way to drag it left and right is if you click and hold on the 4 button from your numerical keypad. Okay, that's looking great, I like it. And then go to layer and then go to layer here and then click create UV mesh layer. Okay, so now we have our mesh stack. Okay, and then go to file, then save texture, and then be sure that it's a PSD file. Then click on OK and then save it somewhere. then just open it up in Photoshop, and maybe what you need to do is just make this of a higher or larger resolution rather. So just click on image, size, and just type in something like asterisk 2. Now it multiplies it. So now we have some texture to work with, and I have that set up but a little bit differently in my older project. So yeah, it's gonna do the job just fine and exactly the same. So you need to have this opacity to 100, and you need to look in Google for these kinds of logos. Okay, so first one being Super Famicom, and yeah, you need to use this just like in our example. You need to make the you need to give it a different color, and yeah, this is the Nintendo, like Control T to make it very small, and maybe drag it here, and yeah, just give it a different color, options, and color overlay, and it should be somewhat very dark, kind of like this, or a little bit, just a little bit brighter. Okay, and do approximately the same thing for this, just drag it down, and yeah, just create a mask and start deleting this this small part with a black color. Be sure the color is black, and then the way I'm doing this is just I'm clicking on M for rectangular selection, and I'm creating a rectangular selection, and then I'll click on Alt and then delete, and now it has deleted that selection. And now what I need to do is just make another selection for this. So I have that selected, and I'm gonna add to the selection. So just click on Shift and hold and drag and expand your selection. Just add to the selection, then Control J. Okay, that's looking great. And then change the color of both of these, make them have the same color as this in Nintendo text. Or you can just right click and then copy layer style and apply to the others, paste layer style. And I think this one should go over here, and it should be maybe smaller, so just subtract from the selection. Okay, that's looking okay. And I think next thing would be to just add the start and yeah, start and select text. So just go to the text, click on T, or just go to the text and be sure your text has the same color as these. Then start typing start, or this one should be select, sorry. Select, then click on OK, and then yeah, just zoom in. Sorry, I don't know what I did there. So just zoom in. Be sure the opacity is set to 100. Make it big. Somewhat like that. Yeah, same font. And you can check the name of the font, really. Here it is. So that's digital serial, and the type is bold. Okay, and then just click on Ctrl J to duplicate this layer. Then just use your arrow keys, drag it to the right, and type start. Okay, and yeah, just drag it to the right. Okay, and then click on Ctrl 0 to zoom out, and then click on Ctrl and then S to save this project. And I think something that you should do is you should definitely hide this mesh layer. Okay, so this one should go to the most bottom. so it's not really visible anymore. So that way we can work with our project perfectly fine. Okay, and then just close this and then go to Cinema 4D once again, and then go to Startup Layer or Startup Layout, sorry, and then go to this texture and then click on this texture and reload image. Oh, I think something we missed is that yeah, we need to make these layers rasterized. So just rasterize layer styles, then save it again, go again to the texture, then reload image. Okay, so now we have our texture loaded. That's working great actually. So yeah, just create another texture with the same color as this one and apply it to the other part of the body. So now it's applied, and I think we should apply it to this one too, these two, okay, and these parts which we're gonna deal with in just a moment. Okay, now we need to create another one for the plastic, and I think we should be a little bit more creative with this process, so let's not really use the color channel, and yeah, let's just use the diffuse. And just so you know, I'm gonna change this later, these materials later to Corona render materials, as to have like very great render results. Okay, so I'm just gonna be showing you how to do that for like power render or just physical render, and then it's gonna be for Corona render. So just add a lump version, diffuse. Okay, and be sure that this should look a little bit like plastic. It should be very dark, kind of like that, and apply it to this too, and to this too. Okay, not looking bad. So that's exactly where we need to apply it, and maybe we should make it a little bit less darker. Okay, that's looking great, and we need to add like backman, make the reflection, the roughness way high, and change the layer mode to add, decrease reflection, make it just maybe 1%. Okay, should be 1%, roughness should be very high, just so that it looks kind of plasticky. Okay, we don't really want the specular strength to be way high up, and we're gonna just change this on the fly, so there is really no need to worry, and apply maybe this to the wire maybe. So that's plastic too. And now for the buttons, it's gonna be pretty much the same process. So just duplicate this, Control-C, Control-D, or just drag it somewhere while clicking and holding on Control. Okay, so just click on this. So this should be R for red, and the color should be red, obviously. Maybe just a bit desaturated, just a tiny bit desaturated. Okay, and yeah, I suppose this one is the red button. And yeah, just this should be different, really. Okay, and as I said, this is not like really static, and we're gonna need to change this on the fly. So just duplicate it once more, and this should be Y for yellow. So we're just gonna need to change colors. That's all. I think this yellow is great. Okay, and just 2 more times. This should be G for green, and we're gonna use a green color. A green color that should look like that. Green. Okay, and this should be B for blue. Okay, we're definitely getting there. Okay, looking great already. And now we need to just texture these parts, or just this part. So okay, just have it selected. Select this part, and yeah, just click on C on the boolean, and then we're gonna have these two shapes. Okay, so these are there, and yeah, and we have these. Okay, so the ones we need are just so the one we need is just this one. So have this one selected only, so I'm just gonna use this plugin, use Magic Solo to solo this. And then try to do approximately the same process as I did before. So just select, have everything selected, just go to the polygon selection and then have everything selected and then deselect. Or maybe you can just use the live selection as shit, sorry, even the live selection is really helping. So yeah, I think that was very easy. So maybe we just need to select, add to the selection. Okay, looking great, mama. Then click on U and then Z. Okay, so now it's just one polygon, or so I think. Okay, and then click on U, P, and then click on UI, and then UI, and then just delete. Okay, so now we have this separately, which is exactly what we want. Okay, and then just unsolo, and yeah, just apply to it the same color, or yeah, just apply to it the same texture as this, and be sure that it's just a copy, really. Okay, just create a copy and apply it to this. Okay, and I think that's not exactly the shape we wanted to get. I think it should be just of a different color, really, so maybe something more darker. I think that's good. Okay, and then just click on, just copy the code again if you ever need it. Just copy it, then go to Photoshop, Notepad, copy it there, copy it to there, and then just go to BP UV edit, and then again just UV polygons, and just select this polygon, definitely, and then try to select your modes, whichever looks great. Oh, I think this one is working very perfectly. Yeah, that's it. This is exactly what I was looking for. So yeah, we're gonna just need to click on Y, B, X, A. We're gonna just create those. Okay. So yeah, this process is gonna be so easy. Do it the same way as we did before. Just go here and click on this red cross of that texture, and then gray cross, and then be sure you're using that exact color code. Just paste it over there, and then go to layer, and then just go to layer here, and then create UV mesh layer, and that's gonna be so beautiful. Then click on file, and then save texture, and then make sure it's a PSD, and then go to Photoshop, and then we need to work with it in that exact same way as we did before. So just click on OK and save it somewhere. So now I have it opened in Photoshop, and yeah, I think we just, this one should be like YBXXA, YBXA. I don't know why it's that difficult for me to remember. Okay, so this should be Y. Just make it very big. Okay, and it should have the same texture as this. That's why we copied it, paste it over there. Now it's looking great. Okay, so we just need to make the opacity of this very dimmed. So just Ctrl J to duplicate this text, sorry. Then select both of them and then Ctrl J, sorry, and just drag them over there. So we just need to fix the alignment. X, then A, and maybe we need to select all of them and make them just a tiny bit smaller. And I think just a tiny bit. Okay, that's making me feel a little bit more comfortable somehow. I mean about the size, obviously. Okay, and then just drag this to the most bottom. Okay, so we can't really see it, but still have it. So yeah, just go to Cinema 4D, use Startup Layer, and then just go to this texture, and then click on Reload Image. Okay, and now we have our texture loaded. Okay, so yeah, I just need to copy this first gray, like light gray texture, and yeah, or we can just exactly use it and apply it over here. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is exactly how to texture this gamepad. Now we're just gonna need to convert all of these textures into Corona render textures. Okay, so yeah, maybe you can just stop this video or maybe watch the render part, but yeah, now it's just gonna be Corona for a little bit. So just go to Corona and then new material, and yeah, just click on diffuse and load in this first texture, or just copy this texture a couple of times. No, okay, so we have this one, and we want to call it like XABAX, like XYBA for XYBA, and it's gonna be this texture or this one. Where is it? Oh yeah, this one. So just copy the texture and paste it here. Okay, and just be sure to like drag this texture and take it over there, and then just replace it with that one. Just clicking on Alt and releasing it, and then we just need to do the same for this. Okay, so yeah, just copy the texture and paste it over there. This should be like Nintendo logo. Paste, and then yeah, there we have it. And then this one should be like yeah, just duplicate it a couple of times. This one should be dark gray, and the other should be like light gray. Sorry. And this one should be like R for red, green, blue. So just duplicate this 3 more times. Okay, and this is like green, this is blue, this is yellow. Great. So yeah, just start editing the colors. And then this one should be blue. This kind of blue. Just replace it and replace it and replace the green with the green and replace the blue with the blue. Oh shit. Yeah, so just go to green and load in a green color. Okay, then same for blue. Okay, we're getting there. So this should be like dark gray. We're gonna need to replace it with this dark gray. This should just make it a little bit gray so we can differentiate between it and the other one. And then this should be like white gray. We need to put it there. Okay, and we need to give it this first code. That's why we copied it. So just go to color code, paste the color code there. Great. And for this dark color, just need to copy this. Okay, that's more like it. Now we just need to add some reflections and some so just some reflections. Okay, and yeah, I think we need to duplicate this and create a red color and then put it on top of this. Wait, okay, so that's it. And we need to select all of these colors, clicking on shift, selecting on the first one and going to the last one. And yeah, we just need to work on the reflection, enable it, and yeah, just increase the value of this. Just give it some dimmed reflections. Okay, and the glossiness should be way down, kind of like that, so it looks plasticky. Then select this dark gray. I don't know, we just need to make it very dimmed because it's not exactly the same color as this one. Let's just, oh shit, sorry, I'm playing with the reflections. So yeah, let's just enable the color wheel. Okay, I'm digging it, and we're gonna need to add some reflections. Some really like this kind of reflection. So the reflection should be a little bit burst, but very dimmed, you know, very shallow. And I think we need to apply the same setting for this one too. Just enable the reflection, sorry. Or maybe we're gonna need to make this a little bit more dimmed. What is it? Oh, that's not exactly the layer I was wanting to work on. Sorry, so I was wanting to work on this. Dimmed reflections. So this is supposed to be for the wire, etc. Okay, I think that'll do the job just fine. Okay, so I think that's it for this texturing part, and I think I'll be doing the lighting part in another video. So that's it for today's video, and see you guys next time. Peace out, everyone.